Well, hello everybody, welcome to Monster Pattern Search 5 official demonstration video. My name is Alexander Nikitin and I am a professional trader and a developer of MPS software. Okay, if you guys are new, MPS software is a professional pattern recognition software. It has a number of settings. You need to set some algorithms, you need to set the type of patterns to be displayed, you need to set the style of these patterns, you need to set some stop loss and other stuff, the completion of the pattern. Well, having these many settings, it will take me for a while to explain them all, so sit back, relax and enjoy the show. First of all, before you run your MPS, you need to prepare your MetaTrader platform to work correctly. To do that, go to Tools, here it is, go to Options, Control O, and you need to do two things here. First of all, if you're going to do the back test, you need to download some quotes from your broker, and this max bars in history will set the limits how many bars you can download. So you will have 1 million bars here. If you enable that, you will download 1 million. If your broker server has 1 million bars, it will be 1 million. And you can enable how many bars to be displayed on the chart, and it is actively processed portion. If you are doing the back testing, you can have many of them. If you are not doing the back testing, I advise you to have small number for your MetaTrader 4 platform work faster. After that, go to your expert advisor. For a MPS software, you need to allow DLL imports. That's it, to work correctly. It is important. Okay, it is done here. Next, I always recommend to go to Tools again and to go to History Center and download some quotes. So double click on whatever time frame you are interested, press download, and quotes are downloaded. Pay attention to the fact in MetaTrader 4 platform, after the downloaded quotes, you may have some gaps, you may have some missing data. To recalculate the chart from the very beginning, simply type that refresh button and all the bars will be repainted on your in your window according to new downloaded fresh quotes, fresh data. Okay, starting from this, your MetaTrader platform is ready for the software installation. Then go to the files where you store them. You are given application 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And you are given one of these three, Auto, Manual, or Pro, and you are given this Pattern Trader system. So total 7, 8, 9 files. Well, you need to choose these first 8. Simply press Ctrl on your keyboard and click on these files 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the one you have here, Disable Pattern Trader Assistant. You go right click and copy this, then you go to your MetaTrader 4 platform, go to this file, go to Open Data folder, go to MQL4 and open Indicators, place it into Indicators, right click and paste. Then you go back to your files, yes, and click to Pattern Trader Assistant, right click, copy this, then go back to that directory, one step back. Instead of Indicators, go to Experts and place Pattern Trader Assistant to Experts folder. This is it, the installation is done. Simply copy and paste into corresponding directories. Once you've done, close your MetaTrader and open it once again. So these files will appear under this Control-N Navigator folder, and they will be in this indicator. These are the indicators, and to find the Pattern Trader system, it will be this here in Expert Advisors. Okay, let's continue. We will first run the MPS 5 version Pro, and after I explain all those features connected with that MPS 5 version 4, I will talk about the MPS 5 manual and MPS 5 automatic. They are limited versions of that same Pro. They simply don't have some functions, and they don't have some algorithms, and they don't have some patterns. it is just limited. That's why they are cheaper. Okay, let's go to these indicators. Let us do the first run of that indicator. MPS 5 version Pro. When you run it for the first time, I think it will ask you if you allow the DLL, so make sure it is allow DLL here. You have a check mark here. Go to inputs. Well, right now they are not needed for you very much. Go to dependencies. You will use that DLL user 32 DLL to have a graphic interface. Well, that's it. The visualization, the color. These are the colors of your zigzag lines and the colors of overbought over sold conditions. I like it this way. Okay, about MPS 5 version Pro, copyright is mine. Let's go here, press it OK. Once you run it for the first time, this graphic interface appears. So it is very intuitive. You can switch between the algorithms, simply switch between them. Yes, I will explain what each and every algorithm means. You can switch to manual as well. It means that you can draw it manually using these tools. Okay, you can switch between the type of the patterns. So let me enable it. For example, this bat and this crab pattern. We can switch them off. Shark, it is black. Alternative shark, it is green. Okay, and let us switch it back, and let's go into the algorithms first. Okay, how to set the algorithms properly. Right click on the chart, go to MPS Pro settings. First of all, if you use an algorithm that is based on oscillator, by the way, these algorithms are oscillator based, Williams percentage range, commodity channel index, RSI, and stochastic. They are oscillators. So these algorithms are based on oscillators. And this one is Prex algorithm. It is based on price extremes. Basically, it's not only one algorithm. There are 3 algorithms under this button, and you will set them all in the settings. Okay, well, the idea of having many algorithms is the idea of confirmation. The oscillators are widely used in Elliott wave theory to count waves, to see when the wave is supported or not. I know that if stochastic is massively overbought, this means that wave 3 is terminating. I also know that lots of people are using that MACD cross to confirm the wave 4 termination and so on and so forth. So many Elliotticians use oscillators to confirm the waves. Why not to use this wave identification in pattern recognition software? If the price extreme algorithm, the idea is this simple. If price extremes algorithm supports the other oscillator type algorithms, for example, here this pattern is only seen when you run the stochastic indicator. It's not seen when you run the price extreme algorithms. This means that they are not confirmed, but this pattern is confirmed by both of them. So the chances are that other people see this pattern and other people will take part in trading of that pattern are great. This pattern is not only seen to you, it's not very subjective, it is more objective. It is something that is sticking out, something that is seen to everybody. So it increases the probabilities. Okay, now let's go. After we have that philosophy of having many algorithms, now let's go to set them. First of all, go to your indicators, go to MPS Pro. As I told you, you can enable the zigzag and you can enable overbought oversold conditions. They look this way here. This is overbought condition and the zigzag is this line. If you disable that, simply double click and press F or choose false, so they won't be shown, only patterns will be shown. You see, whenever I switch to whatever indicator, nothing happens, only patterns are shown without any algorithms. So let's go back to the settings, enable them back. I love to have this enabled, because not only I see if the movement is straight or the movement is choppy. For me it is crucial importance if the last leg of the pattern should be straight, one movement, and if the algorithm is showing me that you have this choppy movement, I will simply stay away from this pattern. It also shows me overbought or oversold conditions of some patterns. I don't base my trading decisions on these algorithms because, well, it requires additional testing, and you know that there are millions of combinations of what is your overbought, what is your oversold, what is best fitting this pair, what is best fitting that pair, and there are so many combinations. It will take me a lifelong time to finish testing them all, but well, I try, I still do it, and I find best ways for identifying patterns. Okay, now let's go to price extreme algorithm, the one that was tested most, the one that is my favorite. It is not something that works better, but it is the one that I'm familiar with. So if you take my narrow specialization, it is this price extreme algorithms. Let's go back to indicators. Let's go back to this pro settings. So the algorithm, you set it here when you run the algorithm, but you can switch it here in your graphic interface. So if you choose it to WPR and click OK, you see automatically the setting is transferred to graphic interface. And when you go here, choose this to other, yes, go to settings, choose this to something else, price extremes, back, you will have it back, price extreme. Okay, perfect. Now let's go to settings. What are other settings? So let us start from this Williams percentage range, the WPR. It is an oscillator, and it has a conventional period of 14, and it has overbought oversold condition ranging from -20 to -80. Okay, let us have these settings as default, and let us simply attach this indicator to the chart. We will go to this indicators, the folder of oscillators, and we will have Williams percentage range. Okay, if we go to parameters, it is what is this, 14. If we go to levels, it is -80 and -20, the overbought and the oversold, -20. Let us run. Oh, the color of the indicator is not seen. Parameters, the color would be blue. Okay, now the indicator is seen. Okay, every time price goes into this overbought conditions, you see this overbought, the indicator shows overbought. My MPS 5 software also shows overbought, and this means that swing goes to the upside every time it touches the oversold condition. Where is the first one? This one is the oversold. It appears to be oversold, and the swing turns back to the downside. Swing turns to the upside, swing turns to the downside, so on and so forth. We have that zigzagging line. If you switch that to lower period, for example, you can do it two ways. First of all, you can set this to 70 versus 30. Yes, 70 versus 30, and it will be more sensitive. It means that indicator will go to overbought, oversold condition much faster. Yes, and if you go to set that in MPS settings, -30 versus -70, they will coincide, the same settings. Okay. Oh, Williams percentage range. You see, every time it goes to overbought, it is here. Every time it goes to oversold, it is to the downside. So why do you need to set these settings? It is important if you want to look for larger patterns, or you want to look for smaller patterns, or you want to look to medium patterns and whatever. In previous versions of MPS 4, you could only switch between large, medium, extra large, and they were all price extreme algorithms. They were not stochastic based, they were not Will% based, they were not oscillator based. But in MPS 5 you have that improvement that allows you to set the size of the pattern, the sensibility of the algorithm according to your stochastic or to whatever, to your Will% range, to whatever oscillator. And of course you have that old feature of price extremes. Okay, this is something that is new. So do the backtest with these settings and look if it fits this pair. Every pair has its own personalities. Some pairs are better working with large patterns. I know by my experience. Some patterns are working better with smaller patterns. So to know it for sure what is the best patterns for every time frame, you need to do the backtest, of course. Okay, let me delete this indicator and let's go to properties back and let's enable the commodity channel index. Okay, 14, 100 and minus 100 for commodity channel index are given as default. Let's go to CCI. This is the commodity channel index. And let's go to enable the commodity channel index. It is here in the same as oscillator folder, commodity channel index, and it works pretty much the same way as it is working with Will% range. So simply enable. Every time it goes to overbought, the dot is drawn and the indicator starts drawing the swing to the upside and to the downside. So you can see previous price action here, and it is moving. Okay, you see it coincides with this and that. Now let's delete this. I don't think we should explain each and every algorithm. You can play with them at home. Okay, what is this? Will% commodity RSI. By default it is period 5, so you can choose it, change it to 14, whatever. 70, 30s overbought, oversold. You can change that to 80 and 20. I know that Akil Stokes is running RSI period 7 and overbought is 80, oversold is 20 to confirm his path. So you can do it the same exactly. Okay, let's go to stochastic oscillator. It is very simple, same settings as you have in stochastic oscillator here. And now what is the most important, the one that I like most, is this highest high, lowest low. It is price extreme algorithm. It looks like this: highest high, lowest low, highest high, lowest low. First you set the period. You are looking for the highest high between which, how many bars. It is 10 bars is my favorite. In previous versions of MPS 4 it was small, it was medium, it was large part, and it was extra large part is available. They were basically these price extreme algorithms, but the small was period 8, no, it was period 5, medium was period 8, large was period 10, no, 12, and extra large was period 18. Okay, I think I didn't mess it up. Yes, 5, 8, 10 and 18, and they were all the same. So you can do it exactly as you had it in the MPS 4. For example, you have backtested your price chart with MPS 4 and you were running small patterns. So simply enable 5 here. 5 is small, and 8 medium, 12 large, and 18 extra large. So whatever you were backtesting, simply type the corresponding number here: 5, 8, 12 or 18, and you will have the same results as you had with MPS 4 software. If you want to repeat these results, of course. If you don't want to repeat and do it all over again, then you can change the number to whatever you want. That's it about algorithms. Oh, price extreme algorithms. You can use highs and lows, the highest high and lowest low, but you can also use the price, close price, I mean, here. Simply go here and use the close price. If you will use this, it will look this way. I love this algorithm. It tells me what price is doing right now, and without paying attention to this spikes. So if you switch to line chart, it is exactly what happens with line chart. Very, very good algorithm to find support and resistance zones on this line chart. And then you can use that. This is the second price extreme algorithm. The first one is the highest high and lowest low. The second is using line chart, you see, close chart. And the third one is many of you were asking me to code the fractal algorithm. So if you go to fractals, standard Williams percentage fractal algorithm. So let me zoom it in. Let me enable that Williams, Bill Williams, and go to fractals. So you see that every time you have fractal up, fractal down. So these are the things. This algorithm is very sensitive, yes, because it is picking all those minus stuff, but it is very good for classic chart patterns. You can always find that. Let's say this, what is that, triangle pennant or whatever pattern. They are very good for head and shoulders patterns. They are very good for some other patterns. So you can see these fractals. This fractal algorithm is very good to trail your stop loss, for example. Just one fractal below that, you can do it. So it's only up to you, only up to your imagination how you can use this algorithm. So many methods of using it. Let's go back and let's go and change this to price extremes. Highest highs, fractal price extreme, high and low. Now we're back to my favorite settings. Well, and one more algorithm that is available in MPS Pro is this manual algorithm. If you dislike them all, you can use your manual algorithm. So what means this manual algorithm? It doesn't mean that you need to measure your pattern manually according to that Fibonacci old school ways of stretching from high to low. Look at, if it hits 50, this means that we are looking at a potential bad pattern. Then we should stretch it from here to here. If it hits straight 2 and it doesn't hit 100%, that we are looking at a potential bad pattern as well. And then let's calculate the completion of this bad pattern. It should be 886. We need to go and enable this level 886 in our Fibonacci, 0.886% dollar, and you will have it here, 886. This is the completion of the pattern. And for the stop loss, we need to choose our number for the stop loss, and if every criteria is met, then we go this triangle, take the triangle and draw it. Yes, this is old school way of manual swing, of manual pattern drawing. Now my recognition software does not you don't need to use it this way. The only thing you need to do is this: press A on your keyboard and use this diagonal function. Boom, the pattern is drawn. Okay, or if you want to draw it more conventional way, press C on your keyboard, yes, and use this step-by-step function, yes, and press S on your keyboard to delete them all. Next thing, if you press Z on your keyboard and click on whatever bar, like this, you will have nothing. If you press X on your keyboard and click on whatever bar, on high and low, you will have nothing as well. ZX, what else? If you press C, if you press V, press Z, if you press, I just forgot what are these things. Didn't use my manual for a while. Okay, nothing else. So simply C for this to draw the pattern here this way, and A to draw the pattern this way diagonally. Other functions are not needed. Well, let's go next. Now we start the identification of patterns. So price extreme, what was that bat? I'll let the bat be here. Okay, how exactly it finds the patterns? Once you go and have these swings, it calculates how each and every swing is related to other swings. And if you go to my website and click this Learn the Patterns tab and choose, let's say, this bat advanced formation, you will be given a free trading course on how to identify these patterns. You see, criteria 1, criteria 2, criteria 3, how to execute your trades and how to manage your trades based on conventional rules. So just read it. So criteria 1, market forms the B point completion if it fulfills at least 50% retracement from X to A. So your X to A is the first movement. It should fulfill 50%. If you stretch your Fibonacci, enable this, you see price hits 50. It means that we have a bet. Then criteria number 2, market forms the C completion point if it fits the 3 to at least and it does not touch 886, or in some other variations it does not touch A. So in MPS 5 it should not touch A. It is running most common variation of not touching A. So you see the second swing does not go and it doesn't touch A. The A point is this. Okay, once these two criteria are met, you go to criteria number 3. The D completion point is 886. Okay, simply stretch this from here to here, from X to 8, and 886 is your number. Okay, now you see that patterns are drawn according to the rules specified on my website, and these rules are conventional rules for advanced patterns and harmonic patterns. We don't need this tutorial anymore. And let's go to set the settings to our preferences. If we go to this, by the way, you can switch between the patterns type here as well. If you go and switch it to harmonic or advanced, you also have some other settings. The potential reversal zone is displayed as prices. You can choose the direction. You can only, for example, show bullish pattern, bearish pattern, or both. I don't think it should be explained, but this minimum and maximal should be explained. The minimal size of the pattern, it means what is your X to A, what is your first movement of the pattern. It is calculated in ATRs, so it should be 1 ATR period 5000, and the maximal size of the pattern should not be more than 34 ATR period 5000. So I hope you understand this. And the multiplier is the previous movement. For example, if you have a pattern here like this, so the previous movement here should be at least 1/3, 0.3 of this X to A. So if it is not that, if it is very small previous movement, the pattern will not be displayed. So you set that multiplier. If you set that for 0, so whatever movement you have, it will start calculating the pattern. This is the multiplier. And you can switch all the patterns, and you can display all these functions. As we talk about the byte pattern, let's use the byte pattern for example. If you switch that to false, it won't be displayed, but in the graphic interface you can switch it back to true, of course. Yes, the color of that, let us try and switch the color to white. What will happen? You see it has different color. Then let's go back to properties of the MPS 5. Let's go back to this bat and the bat stop and bat stop value. By default it is -1. What is -1? -1 means that it is using one ATR period 5000 below or above X. So right now it is using one ATR period 5000 below or above X. It is 21.7 below X. Okay, then you can go and specify your own stop loss. Simply go to this bat, choose the type of your stop loss. If you wanna use only 10 pips below, you choose bat stop pips and you type the number of 10. You see, if you will leave the -1, it will be default. So if you type the number of 10, it will be 10 pips. We all know that we have 5-digit broker and 10 pips that we know conventional. That 10 pips should be 100 pips. Yes, let us do that calculations. 10 pips actually is 1 pip because of 5-digit broker. 1 pip is the fourth number. We have 5 number, so to have 10 pips we should type this. Let's measure from here to here. We have exactly 10 and something, 9 something. Well, I bet it is 10. It's not very convenient to calculate it manually, but the software never mistaken. It is 10 pips below X. Okay, what else you can do? You can go and set other settings. You can go to set this based on Fibonacci. Choose the Fibonacci, fibs, yes, and choose that 113 level, for example, one of the most popular levels. 113 level will be used here. Let me go and add this level 113 here in Fibonacci, and you see it coincides. What else you can do? You can go and set ATR stop loss, ATR period 7, for example, the one that is used by Killstokes. ATR, and type the period of 7. So whenever you change this, you type the value. What you need for ATR, you need the period. What you need for fibs, you need the fib extension, yes, and what you need for pips, you need the number of pips. Okay, type the ATR period 7, and it will be this. The ATR, in majority of cases, it coincides with 113. Okay, let's go to enable the ATR. Trend, average true range, no, oscillators, average true range, yes. Let's type the period of 7 and let us see what it shows. It shows that the ATR period 7 is 0.09, almost 1 pip. So, oh no, it is not. It is 9 pips. 9 pips. So the ATR period 7 will be somewhere around 9 pips. Okay. You can set each and every pattern stop loss. You can go to settings and specify each and every pattern. So Godly is specified the same way, Bayat is specified, Butterfly is specified the same way, Crab and the deep crab and alternative bat and the shark pattern and your alternative shark pattern and your cipher pattern, Pessamento 2, whatever you wish, you can specify the same way. And there is one outstanding pattern, and I call this pattern custom pattern. This is the pattern. The settings by default are the ones that I have found, and I call this pattern my unified Gartley pattern, and it looks this way. So if we go here and we disable these all ciphers, bats and whatever, and we simply enable the unified Gartley, it is a combination of a bat and a Gartley. And the settings are just as the default one, so you can use this in your MPS Pro version. Okay, now let's go to some other explanations of that. Once you understand how it draws the patterns, it draws them according to the rules. In case of custom, you set your rules yourself. In case of other predefined patterns, you can choose between advanced and harmonics, and you can choose between the patterns to be displayed. For example, this custom and these ciphers. Then, if you disable auto scroll and if you go back to history, you see more and more patterns appear. So the software does not calculate all the bars that are available in the chart. It only calculates the bars that are seen on this, starting from this and this, on this window. And it is very important that you see the patterns are calculated the way the bar appear one by one. So right now, as we don't have enough data and we don't know the future, the software draws them as if it doesn't know the future. And if you go and press F12, if you go to draw them one by one, you see as price invalidates that pattern, the pattern disappears. Now price is good for a cipher pattern, the cipher pattern drawn. And as it goes further, the pattern is confirmed that it most likely will stay valid. Now as price goes deeper, smaller cipher disappeared and smaller pattern appeared. So you can see that it calculates these swings, you see, according to new price action, and it only calculates the visible part of the chart. It is very important that it's not taking the patterns from history. It doesn't know what the history will do on the next bar. You see, new bar appear in the visible part, new bars are calculated. Of course, if you will zoom it out, you will have more bars available from this to this, yes, on this visible part. If you zoom it in, you will have less bars, and that's why you may not have any patterns here, because well, patterns require several swings available on your chart. That's why you need to zoom it out to have several swings. At least 3 swings should be on your chart for a pattern to appear. You see this? Okay, now patterns appear, disappear, appear, disappear. It works this way. Okay, the software is 100% absolutely objective. It only draws the patterns. For example, if you have it this way, the software is thinking that previous movement is large enough to draw the pattern, but if you move it back, you see the cipher disappeared because the software calculated the previous swing and it realized that the previous swing is not 1/3 of this X to A movement. That's why the pattern was deleted. So what was once drawn as a valid pattern further was confirmed to be not a valid. Okay, now let's do the backtest. You always have the function of backtest with this MPS software. You don't need to set the first bar to be recalculated because it only calculates the visible part of the chart. So if you go home and start from this 1999, the visible part is that of 1999, and you can do the backtest immediately. So if you go next and next and next, like this, if you switch this to this, okay, it will draw the patterns on your history according to your settings, according to your stop loss, according to your, in case of custom patterns, yes, it will draw according to the ratios, you set, simply scroll the chart forward. You see, right now it draws the ciphers, something of this kind, and it will draw the patterns. You can switch the algorithm anytime, yes, and continue doing the backtest with these patterns with another algorithm. You can switch the algorithm back. You see, it recalculated back, and go to have it. You see, new information appears in the visible part. It means new bars formed, new patterns drawn. Old information disappears because it is not needed. So it is very, very fast, because it's not calculating all the history from the very beginning. It only calculates the visible part. This is the new feature of MPS 5. It is much faster than MPS 4 because of this stuff. Okay, hope you understood. Next, let's go next. If you wish, this method of backtesting I personally call I-test. For example, you have found some pattern, you created a custom pattern or a cipher pattern, and you see, okay, let me do the I-test of that cipher. How good it is with this swing identification algorithm, how good this cipher is with this stop loss method, and you do the I-test. You simply calculate plus and minus, how often it wins, how often it loses. You calculate the statistic data, and if you find it okay, for example, it works 70% of time, it hits the take profit, and only 30% of time it hits the stop loss. For example, this one, you see, it hits the take profit. Then you can do further backtesting, and to do very, very precise backtest, you need to go to this. It is called a strategy tester. You need to go here, choose this to indicator, yes, and choose the MPS 5. MPS 5. And well, let us choose the model of backtesting. Let's use control points and enable visual mode. Choose the period you want to do the backtest. Go to indicators properties. What you need to set here is the algorithms, how they should work. Later you can switch between the algorithms, but when the test starts, you cannot change the algorithms themselves. You cannot change the period, you cannot change something else of that. So let me set this price extreme algorithm. Yes, let me set the period of this algorithm as let's say 12. Let's go that back to all the settings. The 12 means large. It means we have large. Okay, after the major settings are done, after you have set the stop loss according to what you have found, you can go and choose the pair to backtest. For example, this one is New Zealand dollar, so you choose New Zealand dollar to do the fine-tune backtest, and you click start. Wait for update, it will take for a while. Okay, and before it starts, you should do this stuff. Once you calculated your chart, once you downloaded your quotes, once you attached the algorithms you want, once you applied that black theme in properties, something like this, bars, candles, whatever chart you did, it is a tip for you. You go to your templates and save template and type it, saving template. Okay, MetaTrader. It is thinking a bit because I'm running this recording software. Okay, now it is saving, and tap default template. So it means when you type the default, you see the default. It means anytime you open it once again, it will be opened in this settings. last saved settings. If you type tester like this, tester, yes, it means that anytime you open your testing, it will be opened according to these settings. Okay, let's go to the strategy tester. You see what it does? It is drawing that. Let's disable this. Let's enable that. Let's go to enable price extreme algorithm, and let's enable custom Gartley and a cipher pattern. Yes. Okay, I can stop it here. I can play it back here, and I can do this stuff. I dislike it this way, running it constantly, automatically. So what I do, I switch that off, and I simply press F12. If I press F12, you see the bars start working. If I don't press, you see they stop. So I don't need constantly to open this, click run button, click off button, and then close them back. So I simply press F12. Okay, when you run the algorithm in this mode, when you run the software in this mode, you can be sure that all the price action is analyzed, all your previous price action analyzed, and you can backtest your patterns one by one, simply waiting until the pattern appears. Because sometimes we have the price action within one bar, and what looks like a stop loss because one bar hit your stop loss, it may be several passes within one bar, and it may take profit before it hits stop loss. Okay, right now no patterns. Let's wait until the first pattern appears. It may take for a while as well. I advise you do this practice every time you have free time. Practice to find these patterns on history, practice on trading, because simply watching these bars drawn on your chart, you train your eyes to recognize the price action. And let me zoom it out. Something like this. It is adding more to your trading experience. No patterns yet. It is time consuming, the backtesting is time consuming, but it is the only way to acquire the trading skills needed. Well, why do you know to acquire these trading skills by backtesting? Why you can't simply use the settings that I tell something to you, the patterns that I tell, I can tell you what works best on which time frame. Why simply not use this? Just imagine this situation that I tell you that New Zealand dollars are running the price extreme algorithm 12, and it is good for ciphers and bats as advanced patterns. And imagine that you start trading that. I know that it is good because it is about 60% of the time with your average risk reward 1-to-1, and I know that it is good based on my backtest, and I tell you it is good. So you start trading it, and you know this probability stuff that when you have something that is 60% accurate based on the random distribution between wins and losses, it means that you never know when your loss is followed by another loss or it is followed by another win. You simply have 60% probability. It means that out of 100 trades, you most likely will have 60 winners and 40 losers. But how they are followed each other, it is absolutely random. That is why it is called a random distribution. In each and every sequence of 10,000 trades, you will hit absolutely for sure with 100% probability. In each and every sequence of 10,000 trades, you will hit 16 losses in a row, and in the same sequence you will hit 32 winners in a row. So you see that because of that random distribution, you have the probability of hitting 16 losses in a row. And now imagine this situation. So you just purchase the software, you run it on your computer, and you want to become rich quick. Yes, you start applying, following my advices, applying my settings, and you don't know it. You don't know the probability nature of market. You don't know anything about that, and you hit one loss, another loss, second loss, third loss, loss number 4, loss number 5. What you will do? You will quit this strategy. You don't have the confidence that it works this way. You don't know that it works this way, and well, you will simply quit the strategy, and you will never have that sequence of 32 winners in a row that might happen, because you are not running it. You don't follow the plan, basically because you don't have a backtested plan. That's why it is needed for you to backtest that, to have a confidence for trading through drawdowns. The professionals are distinguished from newbies because professionals know that each and every drawdown is recovered if you continue doing the same and the same and the same. It is not recovered if you switch the strategy to something else. It is recovered if you continue doing the same and the same and the same. Of course, you should know that your strategy has positive expectancy. Okay, now we have a pattern and it is black. Oh guys, I just forgot that the patterns should be black color. We don't have it. We've been waiting for this pattern to appear, and oh well, I cannot change the color here. The only way to change it is to go here and to go initial settings. It was black. Okay, we found the pattern and it was black. Now cannot switch this pattern. Let me go to properties of this triangle, go to make it this way, and the price of that. We've been waiting for a pattern. It is black. Oh, come on. Okay, hope you understood that testing process. So you simply first do the eye test, and then you do this testing of a more thorough testing, each tick testing, to have very, very precise historical performance. Okay, disable this strategy tester. You will play it at home. Now, what you have else in this algorithms? What else do you have? As I told you, you can switch that off and go to lower time frames to watch the price action on lower time frame with this pattern, to watch the initial reaction in order to be more conservative with your entry. If you are using limit orders, well, you don't need to switch that off and on. It doesn't matter. Okay, you can minimize and maximize the graphic panel, yes, and you can delete this channel, delete this indicator simply pressing that close button. Next, I promised that I will do the demonstration of Author. Author is the same as this Pro version. It has also this graphic interface, and you can switch between the patterns, but you have some limitations. For example, if you try to hit this manual, you will be notified. You have this tooltip available in Pro version. Well, why I have written this tooltip that it is available in Pro version? Because if you already have MPS Author and you wish to have manual as well, you contact me and you say, you know what, I find this software very good. Can I upgrade this software to have manual function as well? And I tell you, well, just simply pay the difference. For example, is Auto is this price and Pro is that price, and manual is this price, yes? For example, 1 to 1, you already have paid 1 for automatic, and you wish to have manual, you say, let me pay another 1 to have manual, and I say, well, you will have Pro if you pay the difference, why do you need to pay this to have two files, auto and manual, if you can have pro? Simply, if you have auto and you like to have pro, simply pay the difference. Yes, whatever you already paid and whatever is left to pay, as if you are buying that MPS Pro. Well, clicking on that, this is not available for you. Clicking on stochastic, not available. Only price extreme algorithms. Exactly the same way you had it in version 4. Okay, got list bats, ciphers and other patterns. Okay, they are available for you. But what if you click on this? Available in Pro version. You see, available in Pro, available in Pro, available in Pro. Okay, what if you would like to do the backtest? Let me enable the patterns. Here, price extreme algorithms. So if you simply go to history of the chart, you are drawn some patterns on history. But if you go deeper and deeper and deeper, it is limited. Not all the history is available for you for backtesting. Not all the history. Well, you can do the backtest using this strategy test, and let's do the backtest of the strategy using the strategy tester with MPS 5 Auto. Yes, yes, and we will run this fastest method, prices only, like this. You can do the backtest of that, but it won't be that fast, and of course every time you need to here are the patterns. Every time you need to check something fast, for example, change the stop loss, change the pattern, change the something else, the algorithm size. Of course, running this strategy tester is not very convenient. That's why it is preferable if you have that MPS Pro. But it is okay. You can also use that for backtesting, running that. It will be more time consuming. It will be slightly more difficult for backtest, not as simple. But it is available. You can do the backtest using MPS Auto. Although you have that limited functions, you can do the backtest. So you see the patterns are drawn real time, and you can do it. You can practice it. Well, let me disable this. Let's go back to our patterns. So these are the limitations. Not all the algorithms are available, only price extreme algorithm is available, and not all the patterns. These three are not available. Okay, as for the settings, all the settings are available. So you can set it true, you can set it false, according. You can set this algorithm to a smaller period. So for example, the only algorithm is this price extreme. So the only settings that affects that is that period changing this price extreme. Change it to period 5, you will detect minor pattern, and if you go and change this to period, what is that period, for example 18, you will have greater patterns, you will have larger patterns. So you see these large patterns on the chart like this. Okay, the historical number of bars to analyze is limited by 500. So you see the 500 back, the analysis started. It is enough to have that some understanding of what was the most recent price action. Okay, MPS Auto is good for newbies. If you want to try and test it out, and you want to do the backtest using the strategy tester, you want to do these patterns drawn for you for real-time trading, it is pretty good, MPS Auto. And if you don't need to switch between the algorithms, you don't need to do that professional stuff. It is enough for you. But in future, you already paid the half price for your Pro. You can contact me, pay another half, and you will be sent your Pro version. It is called an upgrade function. You don't need to pay full price for Pro. So just start with Auto. If you like the software, you can upgrade to Pro. The same is true for manual. So let's apply manual only. Okay, let's go back here. So enable the patterns you are interested in, and some of them are blocked. Some of them are only available. So if you switch that to harmonic as well, some of alternative patterns are blocked. You can see. And the only algorithm that is running here is this manual. So you draw it here, here, and here. Of course, it works on history. So if you run it back to whatever time, let's go to switch that to advanced patterns, and let us find this pattern. Do we have any patterns here? Yes, we had this. It works on history, so you can draw it on history as well. But drawing manually, of course, is time consuming, and it would be much better if you have a Pro version to have this fast backtesting. Okay, if you try to switch to some other algorithm, it will say that these algorithms are only available in Pro version, and you will be notified. Okay, aside of these limitations, all the functions of manual are available for you. Aside of that, nothing is restricted. So let me find this pattern. Nothing here. Let me check if we have something else. What is good about this manual is that you can manually regulate the size of your pattern. What is the size? By the way, you can set the settings yourself. This is a default stop loss. As I told you, it is 180R period 5000. And if you go to inputs and enable BAT Fibonacci's 113, you will have another stop loss for this. Okay, let me delete this BAT and let me go. So the same settings are available. Is this 113? It is 113 as well. So 180R or 113, it is the same, almost the same. In majority of cases, they coincide. So I can't argue that one is better and one is worse. I'd say that manual is for professionals already, for guys who already know how to identify the swings and who already know how to identify patterns. That's why this manual, if you purchase manual only, it's not the best decision if you are a newbie. If you don't understand how to draw the swings yourself, if you don't understand how to identify these patterns, it won't be of any use for you. But well, who am I to say what is good for you? Yes, you can use this as well. Okay, if you already know how to draw swings, if you already know how to do your own backtest, if you don't need to do that to have these many algorithms, if you don't need to have these many patterns, you can simply get this Pro manual. Okay, it is not needed for you. You can simply have this manual. The Pro will not be needed. Okay, in other cases, the Pro is the best one because it is fully featured. That's it about MPS 5 software demonstration. If you have some questions, please type your comments below this video. The link to my website is in the description. And what else? Share this video on social media. Until then, good luck and good trading. Hope to see you soon.